Hello, this is Marvellous Action Figures and I'm Paul, and my goodness have I got a marvellous action figure here today. This is the Revoltech Amazing Yamaguchi Moon Knight. I've been so excited to get this because Moon Knight is my boy, he's my jam. It's just a beautiful looking figure. This is extreme posing all the way. It's the armoured Moon Knight look from that sort of Brian Bendis run, which was excellent, very comic book look to it. Beautiful sculpt to the figure, great design we're going to get into. The first thing I am going to talk about though is this magnificent cape. It's just a piece of art. Thick cape, but thick wiring. It's got number wires right the way through it, and it just holds its position. Unbelievable. I mean, look at that. Full flow. Beautiful effect to it. The cape has got substance. It's chunky. The light won't shine through, as you can see here, so it is really high quality. And again, in fact, they've even designed it out, so if you see, if I can turn it here, so you can actually get the sort of moon crescent shapes on it for all those action posing. So it's just perfect. Absolute perfection. It's probably the best cape I've ever seen on a 1/12 scale figure. So talking of the figure, let's get into the articulation of it and how it looks. Now the head, I mean, it's a Revoltech, it's Amazing Yamaguchi. The head has got a full range of motion right the way back, right the way down. And I'll talk about the headpiece later on and how you change them out. But I love the hard plastic headpiece. That's brilliant because it doesn't lose its shape in any posing. Absolutely perfect. And the face change is quite unique and really clever, which we'll talk about later on. But getting into the details of the articulation. So these collars are interchangeable as well, so you can move that off there, which I'll look at when you talk about later. It doesn't affect the articulation either way. In terms of what we've got, I mean, this T, I mean, it's beyond the T. It's almost a Y-shaped pose to get the arms up there. Beautiful joints on the shoulders. The arms lift out. They've got full motion. Because you've got that armoured effect to it, it does mask the fact that the arms lift right the way out. There's an excellent double bend on the elbows. You can really get those extreme poses in there, which works beautifully well. And again, it's what you'd expect from a Yamaguchi. It's got all the range of motion right the way through it. This ab crunch is unbelievable, crunching right the way down. I mean, look how far back he goes. So not that he's going to be flying through the air getting punched, he's going to do all the punching, but when he moves back in air, he's going to dodge the punches like that. Brilliant ab crunch going forward as well. It's really slick movement. As you'd obviously expect, you've then got great double bends in the knees as well. I'm so excited. I'm going to throw him on the floor. Really great action poses. You've got the hinges and the pivots in the ankles on the feet as well. And he just gets into every motion. I was a bit worried because he's not the cheapest toy. I was a bit worried about breaking him, but he's really durable. And I've got to say, don't worry. So with this thigh swivel, the legs do pop out. Don't panic. I did watch it on someone else's review. It's not a problem. You can pop it straight back in really easy. So that's not a problem at all with it. So don't panic. So you can really practice those poses for it. And again, it gives you everything you want from the posing. It stands well of its own accord. And the cape, the weight of that cape is so good, but it doesn't impact standing in when you get the right poses. So he's just a glorious figure. So I set him in this beautiful crouching pose. Look at the way the cape floats on him. He's just amazing. I'm so excited by this figure. He just sits there beautifully, rests amazingly with a toe articulation as well. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to break out all the accessories and we'll start to work through everything you get with this guy because it is a lot. Right, breaking through these accessories then. So I've laid them all out to have a look. So we've got two different face plates and they will change out, which I'll talk about in a bit more detail. Slightly different looks to these. One's a bit surprised. One is a bit more angry and moody as well. We've got these two clips. So they're die cast. They go into his back, which is where we can hold the staff, so you can see there, and the like the biddy clubs. Then you've got these two also die cast throwing crescents, which are brilliant as well. 10 extra hands, 10 extra hands of all various shapes and sizes. And then these are the 2 extra collar inserts, so you can lift off this collar here and drop that in, and it changes the dynamics and the flow of the cape. So there's a lot to get stuck into with it. It comes with a plastic stand as well, which I haven't shown here, but pretty standard plastic stand. So let's start breaking through some of these accessories and let's see what we get. Now the head swap is quite unique. I really like it. Obviously, if you've got Amazing Yamaguchi figures, you'll know about them already, but I didn't, and this is great. So it's really, really clever. So the cowl lifts off. That's got a groove on the top actually, which sits nicely into the head plate, so it keeps it in place. And then this front face piece lifts out. There's a little connector, you see there, a little hole and an insert which slots into that peg that's there. It holds it really snug and secure. And then the collar, as you say, you can change the collar over, lift that collar out and swap them over. Now in terms of the secondary head, again, it's got the little plate on the back. I'm going to put the fighting face on, the mean face on now, and that fits snugly into that peg. Now it is really secure and really tight, so I'm actually going to do it. Oh, dropped it. I'm actually going to do it off camera so I can warm that up and put that in, and let's see what it looks like. So here is the mean and moody face. Now it sits in there brilliantly. The cowl pops back in the top of a similar sort of slot design as well, so it's really snug and stays in place for all that articulation that you need. So that looks really great. And I say there are 3 of these in total, and they're really easy to place. I love this because you haven't got to worry about popping off or breaking the neck peg. So that looks great. So now I'm going to pick up all the accessories. We'll start working through some of these bad boys. Right, I've dropped him into a beautiful fighting pose. So here I have open action hand, and then I have the hand that's gripping the pre-built-in throwing crescent. So these ones aren't the loose ones, so these are built into that fist. My non-pro tip is, with any weapons or any accessories you're doing, fit them in the hand first and then clip them in. These pegs are really solid, really secure, and they're always one of the things that worry me on some figures, particularly the Mafex ones. But these are great, so solid, so secure, no issue at all, and the hand's sitting great, and there's really great hinge movement on them as well. So once he's in his action pose like he is here, then I'm going to put these 2 clips in the back, and you see the 2 inserts on the back there. And these sit in purely as pin inserts straight into them. Again, everything is quite tight out the box, so just be aware of that. Don't try and force things. Maybe want to give it a little bit of a warm up, but I do like when they're nice and tight like that because it holds things in place really well. So these 2 clips, I'm going to do that off camera. So these 2 clips sit in there. I'll come back and show you that in a minute. Here's the clips in place. As you see, they sit in there snug, and you can turn them either way around, so you can have them at whatever angle, and then you can hold. So I'm going to put the staff, we go across there, so 1 staff in there. You could turn them on its side and have 1 staff in either side, so he's carrying both behind him. That's quite good. That'll make for a good shot, popping them out from behind. But they sit really snug in there, and that's a really cool accessory to have. Here are the double clubs in place. They sit great. They sit really snug in the hand. And again, you can really move those around. You can get great angles on those. The hinges are fantastic on the hands. They sit in there really secure. So it's really well thought out. It's a great design. Looks brilliantly. You get the full range of mobility with those as well. And as I say, they will clip in nicely on the back if you want to leave them in place. So it's a really good looking feature. And these are 2 great clubs of it, so that's really solid accessories to have. I like it. Now with the full staff, the long staff, look at this, it sits so well in the hands. And again, because of the hinge movements you've got on the hands, you can swivel these in any direction you want. And sometimes when you're trying to do double hand motions where they're holding, holding it as a bat or a club to swipe across their enemies, sometimes they pop out the hands, or you can't get the bicep swivel right around it. But these have got so much agility and articulation that it's no issue at all. So it fits beautifully in those 2 hands. You can manipulate them either way you want, and it's a really, really great look to it. So I'm so pleased with the way this comes out. This is going to make for some beautiful action shots. Right, let's talk scale. I have him here with the Marvel Legend. This is the MCU version of Moon Knight. This was my figure of 2022. I love this figure so much. Good size to it. Obviously, we're talking comic book version, the movie version here. Good matchup. You can see a lot of the subtleties about it, where they've evolved the MCU costume from. So it looks really well. Swapping him out now, and then I'm bringing in a comic version from Marvel Legends as well. So this is the armored version for that sort of 2014 Declan Shelby run. I love this figure so much. Articulates brilliantly. Looks great. Good matchup. Maybe the next Revoltech Yamaguchi we get is in this black armored version. But this is a really, really cool looking matchup for these two. Right, I've Mezco'd him up here with the Mezco Doctor Strange in his Defender's outfit. A really solid figure. Really great size comparisons. These two go perfectly well together, and the soft goods on both just really complement each other. So as a set, these two just sing for me and look brilliant. It's all about the soft goods, baby, and these two have got it going on. A really, really great matchup. Right, I'm freestyling it a bit here. So this is the Mezco Ghost Rider, and then I've got the Mezco Doctor Strange original costume and the Mezco Moon Knight. Now, these are in a display box, which is a real pain to take out because they're perfectly balanced in there. So I didn't want to do that. So I'm just holding them up against them to give you an idea what they look like. If I do get them out, they'll make a brilliant pose. This Ghost Rider Midnight Suns will look amazing with this Moon Knight. But I really didn't want to take them out of the case. So I've just freestyled it and held them against it. But you get the idea. They look really cool. It's an excellent matchup. Soft goods all the way, baby. And for this final scale up, I had to do it where it all started for the Moon Knight, the Werewolf by Night. So this is the Foray Planet for Maestro Union Veteran William. Gone full werewolf mode here as well. And I'm liking it. See what I've done there. Beautiful matchup. They look great. The oversized scale for Veteran William is just perfect for a fight. Going to be a heck of a showdown. And they both articulate so well. They're going to make a really good set piece. I think these two look phenomenal together. All right, my cool dudes. I could honestly stay here all day and talk about this Moon Knight. It's just the best. I don't want to have that whole recency bias thing, but oh my goodness, we're only in January, and this is going to be a very, very hard thing to shift from my top figure of the year. Everything about it is just perfection. The style, the sculpt, the soft goods, the articulation, the accessories. I cannot overstate how amazing this figure is because it's Amazing Yamaguchi. See what I did there? It's glorious. Absolutely love it. I hope you've enjoyed this little look at it. Let me know down in the comments what you think. Have you got the figure? What's the other Yamaguchi I should be looking out for? I really love the idea of the capes on these versions. I think they look great. Let me know. Hit me up down in the comments. Let's have a conversation about this Moon Knight. And while you're there, if you want to check out my other videos and have a bit of a like and subscribe, that would be fantastic. Thank you very much. And I hope if you are liking and subscribing, you're continuing to enjoy my stuff. And I genuinely appreciate you taking the time to do that. So thank you very much. And that is it for now. I will see you all on another video very soon. Bye for now.